Hello and welcome to another update. In this one, we'll be starting out in the Volodar front, where we see that according to Ryber's latest update, that the Russians still have control over the southern part of the Pavlivka city. According to them, they were pushed back a few streets and then they got a proper foothold and were standing still in the area. And now they're trying to counterattack to retake parts of the city that they've just lost. Further northeast towards the Bakhmut front, they reaffirmed that the Russians have control over Ivanrad and that the fighting is ongoing around Opytne, where the Russian forces are trying to kick out the Ukrainians and take control over the village south of Bakhmut, which is the final village before Bakhmut from the south. With the control of Opytne, the Russians will have both the ability to advance towards Bakhmut from the south, going towards the residential areas, or to go westwards towards Klishchivka, which will leave this whole field here completely open to Russian advances. So Opytne is very significant, and the loss of that village will be a huge hit to the Ukrainian defenses around Bakhmut. Further up north towards the Liman area, there was some fighting around here where some Ukrainian companies were advancing towards the Crimean area. However, they were ambushed and hit with rocket artillery. It was somewhere around here. And then they were pushed back and returned to their original positions around Yampolivka. As for the southern front around Kherson, we see that the Ukrainians still haven't engaged in any major offensives. They are still gathering more troops, and there's a lot of shelling ongoing from both sides. It's somewhat of an artillery duel, similar to what we've seen at Zaporizhia for many, many months now. And the Ukrainians were actually shelling the Novakhovka hydroelectric power plant with their HIMARS missiles, of which the Russians claimed they shot down 5 of the missiles, but one of them hit and damaged a part of it slightly. And finally, there was some Ukrainian saboteurs who managed to sabotage the power grid in Kherson, which left it without power, and as such, the looting in the city increased drastically, which seriously confuses me. Hadn't they just finished evacuating all the civilians? Is it soldiers looting? Why would they loot just because the power grid went out? And there's a lot of questions to this. However, the fact is that according to Ryber, a lot of looting did happen after the power grid went out around Kherson. A different explanation that I heard about the looting is that it was actually the Russians who turned off the power in Kherson city, and that is because they are expecting a large-scale Ukrainian offensive in the area. So they wanted to take out the power grid as well as the network to keep any information from leaking towards the Ukrainian side, as well as driving a misinformation campaign that the Russian forces are in disarray, which will make the Ukrainians think that this is the best time to strike, even if it isn't. Anyways, that's it for this update. Thank you all for watching and have a great day.